Photo Diaries podcast. I'm your host, Grace Costa, a commercial photographer of over 2 decades, a photo-based artist, and a photography mentor. This podcast opens up a secret diary about the world of the photography industry. We'll bring you inspiring interviews with industry professionals, as well as stories and tips to help you propel through your photography journey, whether you're just starting out or a seasoned pro. Thanks for joining me today. Now let's open the latest diary. Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. I just got back from the cinema. I went and saw that new movie called Better Man. It's the life story of Robbie Williams. And it was intense. I feel like, and I bawled my eyes out. Oh my God, I cried so much. I'm glad that I went by myself because it was just a mess. And I only had one tissue the whole time. It's true. So now I just feel like I need a Disney movie to balance out that crazy film. But I would highly recommend it. It was very well made, really creative. I did enjoy it. But I thought I'd record a podcast episode while I've got the time and I'm still on holidays. And it's about how I'm preparing my business for the new year. So it starts with cleaning up, of course. And I love cleaning up. I don't know about you, but it feels so good to purge old stuff you don't need and, make everything clean and tidy. So I'm getting rid of all the paperwork in my office from last year. And I accumulate a lot of paper because I print out stuff that needs to be read. I prefer to read it on 2D form than on the internet or on screen. So a lot of that's getting rid of. I'm replacing my notebook, my to-do list notebook, and getting all the new stationery in order. I'm also decluttering my equipment. So I'm looking through my cabinets and going through all the stuff I no longer use, stuff that's broken or that I can donate to another photographer. Over the years, you start to replace new equipment and then you keep the old stuff just because in case, And I think if you've, had it hanging around for 3 years or more, it's probably a good sign that you're happy with your new equipment and to get rid of the old stuff. I'm also cleaning up my hard drives. I have multiple external hard drives. I also have a NAS system, which has the dual drawers, hard drive drawers. So I have that as well. But the most active hard drive that I've been using last year, I want to actually just completely delete a bunch of stuff that I know I'm not going to archive anymore, that I just know I will never access again. So I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm also going to clean up my Lightroom catalog from last year. Even though I'm going to start a new one, I do start a new catalog each year. Some photographers I know start a new catalog for each job, but it makes sense for me. And when I was a photographer for the government, we used one catalog per year. So that's what works and makes sense to me. But I'm still going to clean out the other year, like 2024, because I still access my previous years, especially just the most recent year. And if I've got folders in there that I know I'm never going to use again, I'm just going to clean that out. And I'm also going to set up my new catalog for 2025 so that I'm ready to go when my first shoot comes in on Australia Day. The next thing I'm going to work on is my CRM. My CRM at the moment is Studio Ninja. And what I need to do inside there is I need to go into my templates because I have templates for headshots, for my corporate work and my personal branding. And I just need to check that those templates say what they need to say. I can update them and just check on them. But I also need to adjust my contracts. I have contract templates in there as well for those things I mentioned. And last year, those contracts were not updated and I was manually fixing things on the fly when I was trying to send out a contract. I'd have to manually enter their name and blah, blah, blah. And I know that there's a way to automate that. And it was just a little bit, mishmash last year because I think last year may have been the first year I started with Studio Ninja. So it's still in the works of being manipulated to what my needs are. So I'll be going into my contracts and changing them, fixing all that up. So next year I'll be faster when I'm sending out contracts. The next thing I want to update is my email marketing software. So at the moment, I'm using Flowdesk, and Flowdesk is absolutely amazing. I used to use MailChimp, and I found setting up MailChimp or doing automations and workflows in MailChimp a bit confusing for me. So since I switched to Flowdesk, it is pretty expensive, to be honest, but the designs are great. It suits my brand and my style. It's super slick to use. The functionality is really, really stripped back. So I would highly recommend it for people who are starting newsletters for the first time. I will put a link in the show notes for you to access and get a big discount on your first year of Flowdesk. It's over 300 AUD a year, but for me, I use my newsletters all the time. I'm sending them out pretty much fortnightly, if not every 20 days. And I'm segmenting my list into photographers and business owners. So I'm making the most of it because I'm sending out 2 or 3 newsletters a month, and it's just great for me. So you can't solely rely on social media this year. I know you're not even barely showing up on social media because many of you have told me that, and the people I'm following, you're barely there. So maybe newsletter is the way to go for you. You don't have to show your face as often. You don't have to think about captions as much. You can just write one newsletter a fortnight, or even a month is good enough to start with. If you just committed to doing one newsletter a month for the rest of the year, I'd be really happy about that. And if you need some ideas of what to actually write, you can just share recent work. You can start doing that, and then you can evolve into adding more value into your newsletters so that your open rate increases over time and people get excited to receive your newsletter. I'd suggest signing up to my newsletter. There's the link in the show notes as well, and then you can see how I use my newsletter as my marketing system. All right, the next thing, I'm replacing my diary inserts because I use a paper planner, Kiki K1. I really love it. I've been using it for probably 10 years now. And I replace the pages for 2025 and then import all the dates of public holidays throughout the year. I didn't do that last year, and public holidays snuck up on me. And then I'd say to my husband, "Oh, it's a public holiday, like in 2 days' time. Are we going away? Are we doing anything?" And he's like, "Oh, is it? Didn't realize." And we miss out on booking accommodation or going on a trip because we were too late to plan. So now this year I'm preparing ahead and putting in all the public holidays, all the days off, all the holidays I'm taking with my family, and the solo holidays I'll be taking as well. Also, I have to put in dates for my little bub because she's starting preschool next year. So there's a few things in there that I have to put in the new diary. All right, I'm also cleaning out my camera bags. I have multiple camera bags, but the one I use specifically is the wheelie case. It's a low pro one. They're not cheap. It was about $750. But I tell you what, worth its weight in gold. I don't have to carry a bag on my back. I don't even have to lift this except putting it in the car and taking it out, and that's it. So you can check out Low Pro bags. They come in many different companies as well. Like Low Pro is not the only company doing bags on wheels. They've been around for years, but more companies are branching out and offering them as well. In my camera bag, I need to clean out old tissues. There's always tissues in there. Old batteries. I'm going to replace my rechargeable AA's this year because some sets of the AA's are probably 4 years old. So they need to be purged and replaced. Just reorganizing everything inside the camera bag so it feels organized, clean. I've got pouches for everything. Everything has a place. And look at what I need to replace, as far as like, do I need to buy new heads for my light stands or new heads for umbrellas or anything like that? What's missing? Okay. After that, my favorite part of preparing for the new year is styling my office and studio. I feel so good when it looks good. When it looks good in here, I just love looking around. I feel inspired by everything I see. I've got beautiful mood boards up on the wall behind my monitor. I have gorgeous lamps that had add mood lighting, and I really get affected by my environment. If I enjoy being in here, I enjoy coming in every day. I feel good. I use scented candles every single day I come to work. I light a candle before I sit at the desk. I'm surrounded by my favorite creative books. Some of the books I've got are interior styling, books on creativity, books from, famous photographers, and books on floristry. They're all the things I'm interested in. So I surround myself with family photos as well to remind myself why I'm here, what I'm working towards. And I'm replacing things like stationery, getting new reams of paper because I print a lot. And it just looks good in here. I'm really happy. I've only been in this room, I think it's just over 12 months now. So I finally got it the way I want, and it just feels amazing. So take the time to actually style your space so you feel good being in it and you feel excited to start work. Add in some plants, add in some lamps, candles, your favorite pictures on the wall, hang up some things, and feel inspired by your own environment. It will give you energy. It sounds silly, but it's true. And then, yeah, I'm just basically tidying up everything, throwing out as much as possible, and simplifying everything in this room because I want to feel like I've got space and capacity for more next year, more of the good stuff. And if you're bogged down by clutter, you can't open up yourself and your frequency to bring in more flow, more positivity, more money. And I just recommend you take the time to actually cull everything on the computer side of things and the physical surfaces inside the cupboards and all. You'll feel so much better going into 2024. There is an old episode about how to declutter your space for the new year. That was probably one of my first episodes, so you have to go back a few. But that's worth listening to. I might even link it in the show notes, actually, to make it easier for you. But anyway, friends, look, I hope you have fun doing that. And I'm going to get back to culling my hard drives and cleaning out my computer. That's fun. All right, catch you on the next episode. That's it for today's episode. If you found it valuable, I invite you to leave a review so more people can find this podcast, or simply subscribe to be notified when each new episode drops. Until next time, see you later.